Hey Redheads and everyone else watching, I'm Adrienne, I'm the co-founder of How to Be a Redhead, and throughout the years, Stephanie and I are not really that active sometimes on YouTube or on certain videos, and recently we decided that we're gonna start doing some YouTube videos and talk about certain things that Redheads always ask us about. So when it comes to me, sometimes people always ask, how did your hair grow so long? What do you do? Do you do something special? So I thought that I would share some things that I do to make my hair grow long and thick, and my hair grows so fast and so thick that sometimes I can't even get haircuts regularly enough because it grows so fast. Same with bangs, my bangs just grow really fast, so I end up just with long layers. So I thought I would tell you about some things that I do. All of the products that are always in the H2 bar box, deluxe or monthly, I use. They're always in my shower. Stephanie and I are very, very active on trying all the products, so I am constantly trying products. The crazy part is I don't really use a lot of products. So for instance, I only wash my hair maybe once to twice a week because my hair isn't super oily, it's more on the dry side. So a lot of people ask, well, if your hair is super dry, how do you have it silky or smooth, or how does it look the way it does? So what I do is I shampoo my hair twice in the shower, condition it twice in the shower, and I really take care of it. I rarely use a hot iron. I rarely use a curling iron. And I do masks. I'll put olive oil in my hair, I'll wrap it, and then I'll sleep on it. I do that about once to twice a month. Another thing I'll do is I really don't get regular cuts. I know that sounds crazy, and some people who are hairstylists are like, this is the wrong advice. And I'm not saying don't get a haircut, but because I take care of my hair so well, I don't really have split ends. And so I think because I just keep care of it and I just do certain things to really pamper it, I don't have to worry too much about getting too many cuts. And what I do always is I'm always stretched for time, and I'm just not someone that can really, always be pampering my hair constantly. Same with my skin. But what I do is I make sure I have the right products that I'm using. So this is actually one product. It's in the October 2019 monthly H2 bar box. It's the Abba Complete All-in-One Leave-In Spray, and I love it. I love it because what I'll do is I'll shampoo, I'll condition, and sometimes I put it in my hair wet, and then I'll just leave it in. Or sometimes when it's really I feel like it's a little drier than normal, on say the second day after I washed it and the oils are still out of my hair, I'll put this in, I'll put my hair up in a bun. If you know me, my hair is usually up, and what I'll do is I'll comb it, I'll put it up in a bun, I'll put it up in a ponytail, and I know that that's keeping me from playing with it a lot, or having to use a straightener so that it's always down. So I always am keeping my red hair in mind. I have never used any kind of dye in my hair. I've never dyed it, I have never bleached it. When I was 16 years old and I was in an Avril Lavigne phase, I put a black streak down. Shout out to my best friend Kira Doyle who did it. And that's really it, that's all I've done. Stephanie has spoke candidly about putting color depositing shampoos in her hair, using hair glosses, and that is an essential part of being a redhead. And I just haven't got to that point yet. I do have some gray, white streaks that are coming in, but I would say it's about 4 to 5% on my whole head, so I'm not too worried about it yet. But when that time comes, I am going to use a color depositing shampoo, and I am going to use a gloss to my red. And my color red, I've been really lucky. It's just been this color since I was born, and I've really have always loved it. I've never had a complex about it. I've always been super confident about the color, and I think that that's a part of why maybe my hair sometimes looks good, is because I'm just so proud of it, and I'm sure that so many of you feel that way. So if I can give any advice, it's to use really sulfate-free, paraben-free products. And again, sometimes I love certain shampoos that kind of have, one sulfate or a couple parabens in it. But I try to go as natural as possible all the time. I change up my shampoos. We talked about this in the monthly October revealing on IGTV. I always change up my shampoos. I will use a shampoo for a month, and then I'll change it up. And another thing is my hair is naturally curly. So to get this, I had to get a blowout, and it took about an hour, and then the professional put some curls in it to make it look like this. It takes a long time for my hair to look good. When I get out of the shower, it's usually curly and it's usually all over the place, and I'll brush it and put it up and use a leave-in conditioner and just kind of leave it as is, and I'll get my hair done maybe once every 10 to 2 weeks. We've also talked candidly about keratin treatments. I have used keratin in my hair now for the past 3 to 4 years, and for me, it's amazing because I keep my curl and I keep my wave, but at the same time, I have no frizz. So it's literally life-changing for me to get out of the shower, brush it, and just leave the house. So those are kind of my tricks of my hair. Again, I love it. I pour a lot of love into it. And honestly, this sounds crazy, but my mom is really into gardening and watering her plants and keeping care of them. And it reminds me a lot of how I treat my red hair. I just really am always giving it attention. And even when I don't have a lot of time, I try to use products that do it all for me at once. So that's my little trick of the trade. If you have any other questions, Stephanie and I are gonna start doing these little videos to talk about being redhead, just things that we do beauty-wise that maybe we take for granted, and some redheads are having questions about it. I know we've done many tutorials about redhead eyebrows and redhead eyelashes and all that certain stuff. So that's my little trick of the trade about my hair. Love my red hair, love your red hair, and until next time, see you later. Rock it like a redhead.